Have you ever experienced that chilling silence when someone with an avoidant attachment style suddenly withdraws? One moment, everything seems fine, and the next moment, radio silence. If you've ever felt that uncertainty, wondering what you did wrong, this video is for you. My name is Luna A. May, and I'm the author of books on attachment styles, What Attachment Style Are You? And Understanding and Overcoming Anxious Attachment. And you can find the links to my books in the comments below. Today we are diving deep into the psychology behind avoidant attachment. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why do avoidance shut down, but you'll also have actionable steps to navigate these moments with confidence and emotional clarity. So before we dive into what to do, let's address a key misunderstanding. Not all silent treatments are a manipulation. Yes, in some relationships, in some toxic relationships, silence is used as a control mechanism to punish, manipulate, or create an emotional reaction. If you're in a relationship where your partner is using silent treatment to manipulate you, that's not a healthy dynamic. And it may be the time to set firm boundaries or even walk away from this relationship. However, most of the time, when an avoidant partner withdraws, it's actually a subconscious coping mechanism, not a deliberate act of punishment. Avoidants aren't trying to hurt you. They're trying to protect themselves from overwhelming emotions because they don't know what to do with them and how to process them. Avoidants typically withdraw for one of three reasons. The first reason is that they lack the emotional tools to communicate their distress. And so instead of expressing frustration, sadness, or discomfort, they decide to pull away to self-soothe. The second reason is that they don't feel emotionally safe enough to share their thoughts. So they fear being misunderstood or judged. The third reason is that they are afraid that they might say something hurtful. If they feel anger building up, they prefer to shut down rather than risk damaging the relationship. Understanding these reasons is crucial because it shifts our perspective from they don't care to they are struggling and don't know how to manage that. And that's a game changer when trying to navigate this kind of situations. So what to do when an avoidant partner withdraws? First step is to acknowledge their emotional state. When an avoidant pulls away, your first reaction might be to demand answers or express how you feel. But when someone is in a self-protection mode, they are not in a place to receive your emotions. So instead, start by validating their experience. Say something like, I see that you are pulling away, and I know it's because you are struggling with something. I want to understand and support you, but I need you to communicate with me. This kind of interaction does two things. It acknowledges their pain without pressuring them, and it sets the expectation that the communication is necessary. Avoidants often withdraw because they assume their emotions won't be understood. So simply by stating that you see their struggle can break down their initial wall. The second step is to let them know how it affects you. While it is important to be patient, it's equally important that you don't ignore your own emotions. So after validating their feelings, follow up with something like, when you withdraw, I start feeling disconnected and uncertain about where we stand. I want to respect your space, but I also want to find a way for us to communicate so we can work through this together. The key here is to express your emotions without blaming. Instead of saying, you always shut me out and make me feel unimportant, focus on your emotions using I statements. So, for example, you can say, I feel anxious and disconnected when we don't talk. I want us to work through this together, but I also need to understand what's going on. This keeps the conversation open instead of making them feel attacked. Then the third step is to communicate your needs and set boundaries. So while it's important to be compassionate to your partner, it's also essential that you don't normalize silent treatment as an acceptable coping mechanism. So after validating their feelings and expressing your own, set a boundary. I want to give you the space you need, but I also need to feel secure in this relationship. In the future, can we agree that if you need space, you just let me know instead of going completely silent? Or if they frequently withdraw for days, You might say, I completely understand needing time to process emotions, but long periods of silence make me feel really uneasy. Can we at least agree on checking if it's just a simple message to let me know you're okay? You have to remember that helping an avoidant partner feel safe to communicate is a process. If your partner has spent years coping by withdrawing, one conversation won't change everything overnight. But if you consistently validate their emotions, expressing your own in a non-threatening way, you create a space where open communication feels safe for them. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever experienced the silent treatment in your relationship? How did you handle it? Drop your experience in the comments below and let's discuss. And of course, if you found that video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a future video on attachment styles. I'll see you in the next one.